Okay, good morning, everyone. Today we have a very important topic, a very interesting topic that we're going to speak about. That is secret to happiness. Okay. People are constantly yearning to be happy, to be living a pleasant, beautiful, happy life.
Good morning.
Morning. And that's what we're trying to accomplish, is to find that happiness. We all yearn for that happiness. Okay. So we welcome everybody that's here, Baruch haba, and anyone that's on listening to us on Facebook or anywhere else. We're going to see it on YouTube. Welcome, and hopefully by the time we finish, you'll all be a bunch of happy people. You'll all be smiling. Okay, so we continue in our prayers. Last week we learned about the covenant with Abraham, and we learned about the covenant with Abraham, Avrohom Avinu, and Isaac and Jacob. And we spoke a little bit about Abraham's kindness, his love, and about how he reinforced his love for Hashem through, when he passed the ultimate test, through the Akedah. And through that, we knew he really was a lover. Right? That was the whole class last week. I just want to grab my siddur. I'll be back just
Good morning.
Morning. Yeah. Just going to get my siddur. Second. Okay, got a siddur. And we're looking at page 16. 16 of the siddur. Page 16. So we said, but your nation, the people of your covenant, the children of Abraham, your beloved, whom you swore on Mount Moriah, the descendants of Isaac, his only son, the community of Jacob. Then in the next paragraph, we said, therefore, it is incumbent upon us to thank, praise, and glorify you, to bless, to sanctify, and offer praise and thanksgiving to your name. Fortunate are we. Ashreinu. And this is the key. How do we reach this level of Ashreinu? Feeling like good about life, you know? You wake up every morning and you say, Ashreinu. How lucky we are. We have a lucky life, a happy life. All right. So what are we so lucky about? And he goes on to say, how good is our portion, how pleasant our lot, how beautiful our heritage. Fortunate are we who early in the morning and the evening, twice each day, declare Shema Yisrael. So this is what we're feeling very fortunate about. We're feeling fortunate that every day we would get up in the morning and we say, we are so happy, we are so fortunate, because we can say every day Shema Yisrael. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. So we're happy. You get up in the morning, you can say Shema Yisrael. That is the key to Ashreinu, of being happy. Happy to the point that we say, Ashreinu matev chalkeinu, how good is our portion, how pleasant is our lot, how beautiful our heritage. We're so excited about what we have in life. Because why, he says? Because we can say the Shema. And then we go on to say the mini Shema that we say in the morning. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about the Shema later, but now we're talking about it's the good fortune that we have. So first we said that because we are the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, therefore it is incumbent upon us to thank, praise, and glorify Hashem. Because we are close to God and we are near to Him, we become very, very thankful to Him for what we have. And we say, fortunate are we. Fortunate are we. You know, there's a very many famous songs about Ashreinu Matev Chalkeinu. How lucky we are. I could say this many times over and over again. But we as Jews, we are very lucky people. Because why? And he says the key to it is Shema Yisrael. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. There's a story of a young boy that came to Israel, and he was looking for a yeshiva to join, to go to a certain Jewish school. And he arrived to the yeshiva on a Friday, and he was a deep boy. He wanted to go to a yeshiva, to a Jewish school where he'd be able to learn some deep things. And he comes there and he sees the study hall is empty. It's already Friday afternoon before Shabbat, so nobody's there. But he wanted to see if this yeshiva was for him. So he couldn't see what was going on in the study hall to see if people are learning, or what kind of level of academics, to go into the classes and hear the teachers, because everybody had gone home already. So they told him, you can go see one of the rabbis. He lives down the road from the yeshiva. I'm sure he'll speak to you. So he goes to the house, and the Rebbitzin, his wife, the rabbi's wife, answers the door. And this young, curious boy who was looking to join a yeshiva, to go to a place to study, he asks her, maybe I could speak to your husband, the rabbi in the yeshiva, the teacher, mentor in the school. She says, oh, he's still davening the morning prayers. He says, the morning prayers? Still davening the morning prayers? It's already noon. She says, well, he's been up a whole morning. From the morning, he's still praying. So and he won't be available for another couple of hours. Says he's wondering, what kind of strange thing is this? And so he goes out, but then he says, let me really see if what she's saying is correct. So he was a curious kid, so he went and he took his remember, it's already noon. He took his little milk box he saw outside the house, a milk box, 2 milk boxes, he put one on top of the other. And they went to where the dining room was, a window, He went to look inside and see what's going on. And he looks inside, and he sees that the rabbi of the yeshiva, the school, he's walking around the table. And look carefully, he looks through the window. He sees not only he's walking, he's dancing. He's dancing around the table. And he looks, and his talit, his prayer shawl, is still on his shoulder. It means he hasn't even put it on yet. It's before davening. He has it on his shoulder. His wife said he's been praying a whole morning, and he has the talis on his shoulder. Like before you put on the talit, you put it on your shoulder first, and then you look at the tzitzit, and then you take it apart, you put it on. That's the way usually it's done. And he sees he's dancing with the talit on his shoulder around the table, the rabbi. And he's wondering what's going on. And he looks carefully, and he sees that the fellow is up to this page over here, the page that we're reading right now. He sees the rabbi is reading this page. And he listens carefully, and he hears the rabbi is singing a song. What's he singing? He's singing these words, Ashreinu Matev Chalkeinu. There's a Hasidic chant. It says, Ashreinu Matev Chalkeinu. How lucky we are for our portion, our lot in life, that we can say the Shema. How lucky we are for being Jewish. How lucky we are for being able to pray. How lucky we are for being, part of the Jewish people. And he's going around the table, and he must have gotten to a very this line over here about how lucky his life was. that he just couldn't get away from this line. He kept on going over and over and over again. He kept on going in the circle and reading Ashreinu. How lucky we are, how happy we are. And that boy, that young boy said, if this is the kind of teachers of this school, that quietly and nobody's even watching him, he's so thrilled, so happy about being Jewish and about being able to pray. And he's singing this song, and it's already noon, and he didn't even get past that line. These are the kind of people I want to be with. People who are so happy of their Jewishness, happy of their religiosity, happy of their ability to talk to God. He said, "This is our real God. These are real people." And he decided to join that yeshiva, the yeshiva Kvar Chabad, actually, in Israel. And he joined that school. Because he said, the most important thing in life is if you're happy with what you're doing. You always tell your children, whatever you do, just be happy what you're doing, right? To have an inner happiness is something everyone searches for. And people, Jewish kids always search for happiness around the world, right? But sometimes the biggest happiness is right in our own backyard. In our little prayer book, we can find happiness right there. We don't have to go looking around the world for happiness, because we have happiness right within. And this is what we say every morning, how happy we are to be the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. How happy we are to be Jewish. How happy we are that we could say every day, Shema Yisrael. You're lucky. But one thing is to be happy, another thing is to dance for it. This rabbi was dancing for it. And nobody was watching him. Nobody was watching him. He was just felt so lucky for it. And so this young boy said, this is the place I want to go. These are the people I want to be with. People who are thrilled, who will feel good about their lives. Sometimes, the young kids today, they go looking for joy and for happiness farthest corners of the earth. There's once a story about a Jew that lived in Krakow. There was a Jew in Krakow, and he wasn't making a living. He was having a very hard time making a living. And suddenly he has a dream that his grandfather appears to him, and he tells him in the dream that there's a treasure that's buried behind the king's palace in Vienna. Yeah, in Austria, in Vienna, behind one of the big palaces there. In the back there's a certain little river running, and on top of the river there's a bridge. Right under the bridge, he visualized in his dream. If you dig over there, there's a treasure can be found, and that's going to solve all your financial problems forever and ever. Yeah. The name of the fellow, I forgot to tell you, his name was Isaac. Isaac. Yeah. His name was Isaac. Isaac, the son of Yekel. That was his name. His father's name, Isaac ben Yekel. Father's Yekel. Like Yaakov, those days they called Yekel. So Isaac packs his bags, and he's very excited. He has the dream and the dream tells him he's going to solve all his problems forever. So he tells his wife, I'll take the carriage, I'm going to go travel all the way from Krakow to Vienna. I don't know, it's a long journey. There's a couple of weeks or whatever. So he goes all the way, and he travels, and he finally arrives there. He's not going to do it by day. He's going to do it by night, so nobody could catch him. He visualizes the place from his dream, the palace, the bridge, the water, the treasure. And in his mind, he's thinking about all the beautiful things he's going to do for himself, for his family, with his money. And he goes there at night and he starts to dig. He's digging. One of the guards of the palace comes by and he sees this old Jew over there from, Eastern European Jew. He's digging over there. What are you doing? You're arrested. What are you doing and digging? So the Jew gets a fright. He gets scared. He sees this guard. And he tells the guard, so sorry, sir, but I had this crazy dream, that there's a treasure buried right here under the bridge. And I'm very poor. I'm hoping that I'll be able to find. The guard starts to laugh. He starts to laugh. He says, what are you, crazy? You came all the way from Krakow, all the way here just to dig. He says, it's very funny, because I had a dream also last night that there was a treasure buried in Krakow. Believe it or not, in your town. He says, if I had a dream that there's a Jew in Krakow. His name is Isaac, the son of Yekel. And he says, look, if I would listen to my dreams, I would go follow it. But you know how many Isaacs and Yekels there are in Krakow? It was a popular Jewish name. He says, how many Isaacs and Yekels are there? The guard says, I would never go there. Just because I had in a dream. Dreams are dreams. Well, I'll let you go, he says. I'll let you go this time because I believe you, trust you, but never come back here again. So Isaac's all excited. He realizes that he had to come here to hear the dream, and he goes back home, and he digs under his backyard, under the kitchen, where the guy told him where it was, exactly in his backyard, and he finds the treasure in his own backyard. He finds a treasure there of gold and silver and diamonds. He comes to his Rebbe and becomes like a billionaire overnight. He comes to his Rebbe and says, Rebbe, tell me, if God wanted to send me to go find the treasure, what did he have to make me go all the way to Vienna? And then to come back here to find the treasure. He could have said, go to your backyard and start digging. The Rebbe, this is in two versions of the story. The Rebbe was the Rebbe Rabbinim of Pchishcha. That was the name of the Rebbe. Very famous Hasidic master. So Rabbinim said like this. One explanation is that he said that if they would tell you that the treasure is in your backyard, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe you have a treasure in your own backyard. But after you go all the way to Vienna, and then the guard tells you go, then you finally believe it. So you first have to go, so that's why you'll be able to believe it. Another version is that he said that the path to finding your own treasure is only through going through other places first. That's how you find your own treasure first. So regardless of what the Rebbe said, the point here is quite clear. As Jews, we're always looking for treasures in other places. When the truth is, where do we have our treasure? Our treasure is buried in our own backyard. All the kids years ago, they used to go to the gurus, and they used to go to find happiness. They would go to Hari Kishke and this one and that one, and go over there to find all kinds of secrets of happiness. And then afterwards, many of them, they came back home. They said, "Oh, we also have spirituality. We also have spirituality. We have Kabbalah. We have Chassidus. We have all kinds of things. We don't need to go to these other backyards, other fields to find out that we have something in our own backyard." So the route to finding our own thing is sometimes you have to go through all the different places to find it. So Ashreinu. But every morning we wake up and we have to say, we don't need it somewhere else. Ashreinu, we are happy. We have the Shema Yisrael. We have all the deep mystical secrets right by us. And that's why we should be happy. But now there comes the big question that I'm going to ask over here is, what is the secret of happiness over here? We know we have the secret of happiness as for being Jewish, for having the covenant, for saying the Shema. But what is this big mystical secret over here that we're saying that Ashreinu, that the rabbi was dancing around his table a whole morning because he said how lucky we are that we could say the Shema. What's the luckiness of the Shema? So here I'm going to tell you this is the big secret of life. Shema Yisrael says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord is one. The Lord is our God, the Lord is one." What does that mean? That means, if you think about it deeper, before the world was created, we're told that Hashem existed all alone. There's nothing else but Hashem. Then 6,000 years ago, or whenever, Hashem decided he wants to make a world with people, a whole complicated world. And then he brought about the Jewish people. He told the Jewish people, tell all the people of the world, told Abraham, teach them all that they should know that there's still only one God. Even after God created the entire universe and all the world and all the planets and all the idols, there's only one Hashem. Hashem Echad. That's the message of the Shema, that we realize and know that there's nothing else but Hashem. Everything else, we see a big world out there, it's all an expression of God. And God never left this world. He's always here. He's always with us. In the good times and the bad times, Hashem is at our side. Hashem Echad, there's one God, meaning that the whole world is imbued with God's presence. And whether we're going through a good day, or Chas v'Shalom, we're going through a bad day, and we're asking, where is God? You should know that Hashem is at our side. And when you know Hashem is with you, and He's holding your hand, then you are a happy person. When you know that whatever you're going through is part of a bigger plan, it's part of Hashem's plan, and there is a mission in everything we do, and wherever we are, then we are confident, we are certain, we are happy. We live a purposeful life. And when you live a purposeful life, a meaningful life, then you're happy. So when you know the secret of the Shema, that is the secret to Ashreinu, to be happy. That's why the rabbi was running around, dancing around the table. He was meditating that every step I take, Hashem is with me. And Hashem is in everything we live and everything we do. There is a big purpose, a big mission, when you know all these ideas, then you are truly happy. And then you're happy and you don't worry. When you are happy about life, you have nothing to worry about, and you say, how lucky I am. How lucky we are to live not a life of the atheists, the agnostics. They're the ones that don't know what's going on. They don't know if there's a mission. They don't know why they're born, why they were created. That's very frustrating. But when you know that there is Hashem, and He gave us a Torah, and He gave us the mitzvahs, and He gave us a direction in life, and He's with us in all our things, that is the key to being happy. There was a famous story of a guy had a dream. And he woke up shivering in his dream. What did he see in his dream? In his dream, he saw on the beach, he saw two sets of footsteps. Yeah. One was Hashem, and the other set of footsteps was that person's footsteps. And suddenly he's watching in his dream, and he starts to get scared because he sees only one set of footsteps. So he turns to Hashem and says, Hashem, did you abandon me? That you left me there all alone? Hashem said, no. Those were my footsteps you saw, my child. You were getting weak. So I put you on my shoulders, and I walked with you on my shoulders and on my back, and carried you in your tough times. And that's why you saw only one set of footsteps. Chas v'shalom, I never abandoned you. It was my footsteps you were seeing, and I carried you on my shoulders. So, my friends, when you know that Hashem is with you and He's carrying us and He's helping us through all of it, then Ashreinu, it's a good life. It's a happy life we have. The happy life is that we're able to say Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. That is the true happiness that we can possibly have in life. And that's why he says over here 3 things. Ashreinu, fortunate is we. Matov chalkeinu, how good is our portion. And manoim gadolenu, how pleasant is our lot. So we have fortunate, good, and pleasant. Those are the things we want in life, right? To feel fortunate about ourselves, to feel good about ourselves, and to feel pleasant in life. Those are the 3 things. So by Hasidim, they used to say like this. Ashreinu, how fortunate we are that we're Jewish. Umatayv chalkeinu, how good is our portion that we are Hasidim. Mayofa Yerushalayim, how pleasant our lot that we are Chabad Hasidim. That's what they used to say. So that it's fortunate, we're Jews, good, we're Hasidim, and beautiful, we're Chabad Hasidim. What does it mean? It sounds a little bit like sort of a chauvinistic kind of racist kind of thing. It was like, oh, look how great we are, we're Jewish, we're Hasidim, we're Chabadniks. That's what's. But if you think about it, it's much deeper than that. What we're saying is the meditation gets deeper as we have more tools to learn about Hashem. So one tool to learn about Hashem is the Jewish tool, studying the Torah. The second tool is the Hasidus. Hasidus is the studying about Hashem, not just studying Torah, but studying the depths of Hashem. And then Chabad Hasidus gives you a special intellectual way of studying things like the Tanya and learning, because that gives us a good will. The more we learn about God and in a deep intellectual way, the more we are certain about our lives, and the more we're certain about our lives, the happier we become. So it's not that we're saying the Chabad is the begin and end all, but through the tools of Chabad, one is able to learn more and meditate more and understand more about our mission and about our purpose and about our relationship with Hashem. And that's what Chabad Hasidus teaches. So you have today, it's customary amongst the Hasidim, tonight is actually a very important day. It's Yutes Kislev. Yutes Kislev is called the Rosh Hashanah of Chabad Hasidus. It's the day the Alter Rebbe, Reb Shnei Zalman Liadi, who was the founder of Chabad, he was put into prison by the Russian government for spreading Hasidus and Chabad, and he was released after 53 days in prison for treason. The Russian government, he was released on Yutes Kislev. Yutes Kislev became like the Rosh Hashanah for Hasidus Chabad. It's a very, very important day on the Chabad calendar. In fact, we don't say Tachnun tomorrow. It's a joyous day. And it's customary to learn the book of Tanya, which is the book which the Alter Rebbe, the founder of Chabad Hasidus, wrote about understanding the secrets of Hashem and learning about Hashem's presence and learning about our mission in life. All these ideas are in the book of Tanya, which is customary to learn it from tomorrow until the next year, like today, till Erev Yutes Kislev, Chai Kislev. And today is the day that we make a siyum, a concluding reading, last reading of the holy book of the Tanya. So by the time it comes today, you say Ashreinu. Ashreinu, that we have an understanding that there's a God, that there's a purpose, that we have a relationship with Hashem. These are all very, very deep ideas that give us a better understanding of life. And when we have that better understanding of life, we are joyous and we are happy and we feel good about life. And it's not just learning it one time, but we have to learn it again and again and again. And the more we are aware of Hashem's presence near us, we can handle all the tzaras and all the hardships and everything we go through. Because we know that this is all part of the redemption. It's going to be through Mashiach, speedily in our days. But whatever we're going through is all part of a long journey of the Jewish people. Because if you don't believe, a year ago, we would have said, it's the end of Israel. It's the end has arrived. People were thinking that this is, after 10-7, that ice. But God has a different plan. And what seemed to be the worst of the worst, and it still is complicated, but there are many, many silver linings that are coming out of the whole thing. And that perhaps we will reach eventually a place of perfect peace in the Middle East, or at least a little closer to it. But when you know that Hashem is guiding us and directing us, you never lose your faith for one moment. And you believe that eventually, everything will work out. And we all can dance in life, even when things are rough. It's interesting. 10-7 was on Simchat Torah, the happiest day of the year. So this is the joy. We have the joy. The joy is here. Every once in a while, we have questions and doubts and things, but we know ultimately it's leading us to a better place. And may we merit very, very shortly to have this perfect happiness, and we will all dance around the table in Eretz Yisrael with all the Jewish people there together. Made of Yamenu, Amen. Okay, that's the end of the official class. Anybody have any questions today on the secret to happiness? You're welcome to ask. Anybody? I want to wish everybody a happy Hanukkah.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Next week, starting Wednesday night. First candle. Yeah, go ahead. Sonia, you got something.
I just wanted to share that through your lesson, I understand better how Chabad people go around the world and are assuring that there will be Jewish people that are taken care of. I can give you one example. In former Czechoslovakia, where for so many years we were not allowed to even mention that we are Jewish, suddenly in 1989, a rabbi, Chabad, came, and he didn't speak any word of Slovak or any Czech, nothing. And he created such a community. Now, so many years later, he speaks Slovak, he speaks Czech. People learn about Chabad, his followers. It's just unbelievable what Rabbi Meyers, and you hosted his son. He has, Baruch Hashem, 8 children. They had to be educated in Vienna, not on that bridge that you were mentioning, but in the yeshiva there, because we didn't have one. And they used to commute over the bridge, actually, to Vienna every day, back and forth.
Oh, wow.
So this is my admiration for you and for all Chabad. So thank you, Baruch Hashem.
Thank you so much. Look,
We are so lucky to have you.
If we can bring the spirit of happiness, of being happy, this is the key. Okay.
I agree.
Beautiful.
I just want to say a word. I agree with what the lady just said, because I travel all around the world, and I always plan my tour according to where Chabad is located, so we can have kosher meals and go for Shabbat. And I really admire the Hasidic way and Shabbat all around the world. And they go into places where you can't even imagine. So a big shout out.
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Anyways.
No one does
no-
outreach like Chabad.
Yeah.
Nobody.
As my brother
It
said,
really make you feel at
the
home.
road, we found Coke and Lubavitch.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay, Chavra. I wish you all a
Thank
happy Hanukkah.
Thank you, you too,
Hanukkah.
Rabbi.
All the best.
All
Thank
in the family.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Happy Hanukkah to all.
He's also
Happy
in,
Hanukkah.
in Canada.
Take care. Bye-bye.
He's also in Canada.